Anime Summit, episode 36.
I sit down when I pee. There's nothing that crazy about me. I'm just taking a whiz. Mind your own biz. Why is everybody always staring at me?
Hello and welcome to Anime Summit Podcast. We are your hosts, Quokka,
Hello.
Nick.
God, that was a shitty intro.
Hold on a second, let's restart. You fucked me
No,
up.
I was talking to Quokka.
I was about to say Stoner.
Take
I was
two.
about to say Stoner,
Click.
and then I realized I probably shouldn't say that. Okay,
You didn't even introduce yourself.
I know.
Take two.
I forgot
Click.
that's how you normally do it. Okay,
I got all
click.
thrown off when you went to me first. I was like, wait.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Anime Summit Podcast. I'm your host, Sam. With me is the normals, Quokka,
Hello.
Sir Nicholas of Gloin, and Stonehenge,
Normies, get out. I'm not a normal.
and Big Mac Attack.
Damn, son, where'd you find that?
How are you guys doing?
You'll have to work on that one, but great.
Doing good,
Great.
man.
Well,
No, I feel like our listeners now, they know us well enough that they can call us
All
by
right,
their
skip the
nicknames.
topic. Fuck this shit. I'm just
They
kidding.
can call us by our nicknames. In this case, Quokka's Kamchutkas. Nick is Whitey. And Mac is Mac Attack.
Oh, called it.
And then
Big
I'm...
Macintosh.
And you can call me...
Don't call me Macintosh. I hate Macs.
You can call me Bodacious Handsome Motherfucker.
Nice.
I thought you were racially ambiguous brown person.
No, dude. Call me by my rapper name, which is obviously FAT.
the artist formerly
Just
known
fat?
as
Just
FAT.
fat?
So
Just
once,
fat?
once you lose weight, you got to be the artist formerly known as FAT. Then it's funny.
Yeah, dude.
That'd be pretty good.
What are you guys doing right now? Partying? Getting your drink on over here or what?
I adjusted my mic setup so I can stand up and air hump while recording.
Do you have your body pillow?
Yeah, I can stand up with couch on.
You can hump his
There's-
body. Couch on? What the fuck?
That was one thing when I was in
You don't remember?
theater.
That's what they called her.
Yeah, it was one thing in theater that
Really?
they taught us was like if you're crunched over or sitting down, you have to like project a little louder.
You're going to sound like a little bitch, basically.
You're gonna sound quieter when you're hunched over talking or whatever. But yeah, man, standing is. They actually say too,
So-
like for like artists who paint and draw and stuff, like that a standing, what is
Standing
it called?
desks and
The
stuff.
drawing desk, yeah, like whatever.
So
Is-
Quokka,
I really want to get one of those, but good ones are expensive.
They are.
Quokka, how many times have you had to already wash that pillowcase? I mean, have you stained it a lot already?
I haven't
Has it
watched
been
it
heavily
at all,
used?
actually.
Wow.
It
No,
just the only problem is it has a little bit of blue for my hair, but that's not a big issue.
I mean, you can get that blue out. Just put some white over it, right? Right?
Yeah, just crust it up a little bit.
Just talking about masturbation.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
What'd you guys do
Hey,
this week?
hey,
crusty.
Quokka, you gotta take your body pillow to San Diego so you can jack it in San Diego with it.
Dude, let me
Why
tell
would
you.
I want a jacket in San Diego with it.
Let me tell you what I've been
Why
doing
not?
this past like fucking week. First, like, and everybody, I keep mentioning it, and I'm sorry, but like, fuck off for a second, okay? I've been doing nothing but playing JRPGs for the past 2 months. I've already beaten Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy V, and now I'm playing Chrono Trigger, except I'm playing the Super Nintendo version, so I don't have the cool Akira Toriyama cutscenes in it. But those
What
are
about
fucking-
Dragon Quest Heroes?
I really want to play that actually.
It's pretty fun.
Really?
I have it. I might be playing it on some YouTube videos for our channel,
Do it.
maybe sometime.
I've been playing. I do have Dragon Quest 7 on PS2, which is a pretty fun game. It's actually a classic.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Ha ha ha. That's a funny joke.
I watched a lot of cutscenes too, except it was more of just anime. It wasn't really cutscenes. It was just like
Dude, like today, I watched the
30-minute
first episode
OVAs.
of like 4 more shows because I'm doing a video, and I decided to erroneously reference shows I've never seen before, so I had to watch them to be able to mention them properly. And man,
You
there's
wa- no,
some
you
terrible
watch-
shows out there.
Watch the first
There's some
episode and then
terrible
make
shows.
all your assumptions on that.
No, it's like a passive mention. Kind of like when I did my watch this for the Idolmaster. I watched all of Love Live just so I could talk about the Idolmaster.
Yeah.
Dude,
'Cause I'm
you know what'd be
dedicated.
great? What if they had Let's Plays for anime series? So, like, instead of me watching the whole series, someone else watches it, and I watch them watch it. But it's, like, a lot faster.
So
They
basically,
like
you're watching
speedrun
a
it.
YouTuber's react video, pretty much. Or
No.
react-
No.
It's
They're
Anime
speedrunning.
Theater 3000.
Yeah, speedrun. So you just like skip like the scrolling thing. Like you use the scroll.
Yeah, no, they're playing it at, like, 2 times speed, and they're skipping, like, just a bunch of scenes for no
Yeah.
reason.
No, or we just, film ourselves watching it, like Space Theater 2000 or whatever, Science Fiction Theater 2000.
Mystery Science
and then
Theater.
we just, and we cut out all the bits where we don't have anything funny to say. That
So
might
that-
not
that
be flagged
we wouldn't have
by
that much
YouTube.
content then. It'd
Yeah,
be
yeah.
pretty fucking bad.
I mean, you could pack an entire series probably into like a 30-minute episode. Who knows?
It's like
That's a lot
should
of
do that.
cutting out.
it
you know
just
what?
like jump cuts to one part where it's just like Mac is going, man, this episode sucks. Like,
You know
That's
what?
Legends
Next
of the
summer,
Galactic
we're all gonna
Heroes.
meet
How
up
dare you.
in Minnesota and make some of those videos. How about that?
yeah, I would not mind that. That would be awesome. Whose house are we going to? I think Nick's got a big. I got a big TV, but Nick's got a big one. I think.
Nah, I'd have to clean up all my shit. So,
Dude, no, the big screen TV I have is like the one from like 2002, so it's still got like this fat ass back. Like it's so bad.
It's a rear projection.
Yeah, it's like got
Oh
this.
man,
Yeah, dude, I need to upgrade for real. But it was like an expensive TV, and my cousin
Mac
didn't
would
wanna
have to
rid
get
of it.
there like a week early so he can wire up all the microphones and stuff.
I would be a disgrace to audio technicians if it took me a week to wire up freaking microphones.
Maybe you haven't seen Psalm's house.
I think I can make do.
Dude, I'll just FaceTime
I can make
you.
doo-doo.
Or I'll video chat with
So
you
do
with
we
my
want
iPad.
to get into waifu?
Yeah, let's roll the waifu. Or did you already?
Yeah,
you
this time it's
roll?
actually
we
a
already
wife
rolled the
robot,
waifu.
child
Roll
robot.
got
rolling
this.
waifu.
We already rolled it. Oh, we're just
Yeah.
gonna fake rolling
So
it
Nick,
now.
Go. No.
Oh yeah. The waifu of the week is Revolutionary Girl Utena, or as some would say, Utena.
I didn't know how it was pronounced.
Utena, yeah.
Basically, I mentioned it in the Magical Girl episode. It's like a kind of a tangent to a Magical Girl show. So if you like those types of shows, you should check it out. And if you like shoujo psychological things, then Utena is definitely one of the best ones. It's basically like a coming of age, girls finding out who she is, and then they have transformations and there's sword fights and there's music whenever they go into an elevator, there's like epic music. And
Does this have like a play
Yeah.
or something in it, or am I thinking of
yes, yeah, it's like these
Swan Lake?
in between
Black Swan?
Black Swan, yeah, I think it might have had some influence on that. It was in 1998 that Utena came out, so it had. I'm sure it's been referenced a lot, and the movie is actually very good. It's like another version of the series. But yeah, a lot of people have Utena as like their number one anime. So
So why is Utena best girl?
because
Because it's hot.
yes,
Aside from being pink haired, because
Well, for
obviously
1998.
pink hair always makes you the best girl.
oh yeah, pink hair. That's the main character hair. So she is like, what am I trying to say? I didn't even think about this because we rolled this like 5 minutes before, and I just I didn't have time to like prepare anything.
Friggin'
Come on,
Utena's like
give
a tomboy.
Give me your
so
best bullshit. Just bullshit it.
It's
Just
fine. It's
bullshit
fine. Like she's a tomboy. She fights a lot. She basically the premise of the show is like they have to fight over the Rose Bride, who is this Indian woman, and it's really strange and symbolic. Like they pull swords out of her chest and duel each other, and
Sounds
then
like
these
Mermaid Drive.
bells ring, and there's like this castle and
Or Guilty
like an
Crown.
upside down castle, and anyway, yeah, it's crazy. So Utena is just really strong. She's like a very strong female protagonist. So
I like
That's
how
why.
you were like, yo, yeah, she's got main character hair colored.
yeah, well, she's
So
my
this-
character.
Which
No, I was
of
like,
these characters will be relevant to the story later?
Yeah,
Probably
was
the one
like
with the pink hair.
that picture is like it's like a picture, a screenshot from an anime. I don't know what anime it was, but It was like in a classroom, and everyone had black hair except this one kid in the back had spiky red.
Oh
like,
yeah,
hair.
is that Yu-Gi-Oh or something?
It was like a meme, and it was like, let's play who is the main character in this screenshot.
Or what's the other thing?
That's some good shit.
The Nope the anime, the concept where it's like a girl that has pink hair that fights her entire life to not be the main character of an anime.
That was like a writing prompt or something.
It was awesome.
That's funny.
They should make that.
And one thing about Utena, actually, I forgot to mention, is it inspired a lot of like designs for. We've all seen Kill la Kill. The Hanoji Academy is basically a carbon copy of the academy at Utena, or her school, and they borrow a lot of things. Kill la Kill is like very similar to Utena, except not. I mean, it's more goofy, but yeah.
Speaking of Kill la Kill,
Utena, bam.
Trigger announced their next show that's going to air next season.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Space
they did.
Patrol
Didn't they?
Luluco. So adorable looking.
That looks really good.
And it's the
Totes
actual team that
adorbs.
did Kill la Kill, while they have the other team working on Kisniver, which will probably
Was that the
never come
Ninja
out.
Slayer team?
Yeah,
Oh,
who knows?
Ninja Slayer was like bad, but good. It was like Inferno Cop, but also
I'm
bad.
pretty sure the Kill la Kill team is their lower budget team, while their higher budget team is the Little Witch Academia Inoue Battle people.
Oh, the A
And
team
they're
and the
working on
B team.
Kisniver. Yeah.
Man,
you
it's
know.
still better than Toei's B team or Toei's.
Toei's A
Probably
team is
better
Toei's
than
F
Toei's
team.
any team.
They got a lot of teams. News.
Sam, you're our host. Are you
We're gonna
do
cut some of
anything?
this
Come
out.
on.
Wait,
Come
why
on.
am I the
Oh,
host?
man.
I
Oh,
thought I was
do
just
the
doing the
intro.
intro.
One thing I've been doing this week, I finished Black Lagoon. Finally, I forgot that there is an OVA add-on to the end
Roberta's
of it.
Blood Trail?
Blood Trail, and actually, it is like just a continuation. It's like episodes 26 through 29 or whatever, or
Yeah,
whatever
that
the
was
numbers
the
are.
period of my life where it was every anime I watched suddenly had a second season or more stuff announced. Like I watched Black Lagoon and Second Barrage, and this was like a gap of like 3 years or something between that and Roberta's Blood Trail. Watched those.
Yeah,
Immediately, Roberta's Blood Trail was coming out.
yeah, and actually, that kind of ties into. I reposted a video from YouTube from the Canapa Effect, and he talked about Madhouse and how there's like
Madhouse.
the quote unquote downfall of Madhouse, but he explained it. It's not technically a downfall, but it's like all of the talent of Madhouse is kind of spreading out, or some of it is. So that's why we're not getting second seasons to a lot of shows, because it's like it's just tied up in red tape.
Because nobody else wants to take over a
licensing
show
and
that
all
somebody else made.
Yeah, it's just kind of wacky like that. They should just do the Full Metal Panic thing and give it to another studio and just be like, here you go.
No, the anime industry is just like so weird when you compare it to the American media industry. I don't mean in terms of the content that they put out, but just how they handle content. Like in anime, it's like if you don't have the same director and keyframe artist, you don't make the sequel. When America would just be like, fuck, who can do it? Anybody can do it.
Michael Bay, get in there. You're making Schindler's List Part 2.
Oh God.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Michael Bay directing Anohana 2.
Cry another day.
Yeah.
Just explosions everywhere for no reason.
Instead of tears, they have mini explosions.
Their tears are the explosions.
Oh,
like they
man.
cry and it lands on the floor. Let's get into this though, yeah. Acceptance of anime and good anime with unmarketable quirks. Mainstream acceptance of anime.
Is it acceptance or perception? Same thing.
Man, they're kind of all in the same thing. That's two different words for the same
So
concept.
let's talk about friggin' weebs right now, right? I mean,
Yeah, like freaking weebs.
Yeah,
Freaking
fuck those
Around with
guys.
their hands
weeaboos.
behind their back.
They make anime podcasts. Like, man.
Yeah.
People making anime podcasts
Man.
and videos and
I
telling
hate
people
those
how much
bastards.
they like Guilty Crown and Sword Art Online.
shut up.
And you're lying, April. I mean, come on.
Hey, shut
I
up.
mean, pretty damn annoying, right? I mean, come on.
That was like one guy in one of my classes. We were doing a bunch of stuff, and he lived in Japan when he was 8 for 2 years. And he found out I lived in Japan when I was 19 for 2 years. And he was kind of talking about anime. And he's like, "Oh, I just finished Irregular at Magic High School. It was pretty good if you heard of that." And I was like, "Okay." I mean, he's a cool dude.
Okay.
But, you know, not a great show. Untitled Tetsuya.
Yeah, it's funny how like people who aren't anime fans just watch the most random stuff.
And then they think
he
it's
acknowledges
really
also
good.
like that he hasn't seen enough, so it's kind of like, you know, first things that he's ever seen are the things that he likes. Like Sword Art, I think he said was like the first anime he watched.
Honestly, that's not a bad starter anime.
Or like in terms of like recent time.
It really isn't. Sword Art is not a bad starter anime, in my opinion, anyway.
We mentioned that in our episode, right? The episode where you put like the random Kantai collection as the picture.
Yeah, you just have to move on from it.
Oh
Though. It's
my
one
God.
that you cannot stay attached to. You have to move on from Sword Art.
Yeah. No, I
mean-
I can see why people like it. It's pretty and it sounds good.
Well, I watched it
and,
before
you know,
it was cool.
there's incest and rape and stuff. And tentacles.
Asada-san. Asada-san. Asada-san.
Okay.
Yeah, what?
You know, fuck you guys. Like, okay, here's the thing. I like the Sword Art. Sword Art.
Sword
hype?
fart, you mispronounced it.
Sword Fart Online. The Sword
Tom.
Art Online hype like wasn't even there when I started watching it. Okay, I'm gonna be hipster like hardcore right now, but like that probably has nothing to do with how good or bad it is. But like I guess I didn't know any better because that was around the time where I started picking up anime again, and that was like the one that was recommended to me. It like wasn't even. It wasn't even. I don't even think it was like done airing when I started watching. I think there was like a couple episodes left, but. I don't know. I was really into it. I don't even know. I guess
'cause
now.
It's one of those shows you just turn off your brain and you
And it
absorb
had, like A1 has great production values and presentation for most things.
For some stuff, yeah.
Most things.
I don't know. I guess I'm
Asterisk
just trying
not
to.
included.
I guess I'm just trying to see where you guys are coming from because the stuff that bothers you doesn't bother me at all.
Well, we already had an episode on Sword Art, so we don't need to go down that rabbit hole
Yeah.
again. But
Yeah, I know, but it's like you know
Episode,
what?
like,
You know, like
8.
fuck you guys. Like.
I'm saying I see why people like it, but anyway, like the mainstream
So, like-
perception would. I mean, people know about Sword Art. They've heard of it at least. So
Right.
So have you guys had any experience with like anime clubs or in real life seeing, you know, the stereotypical weeb?
Yes, and I hated it. We had an anime club at Burnsville High School, and it got nowhere at all.
has there ever
Yeah.
been
Did
like
you like
a
go to it
successful anime
regularly?
club?
Just show up like one meeting?
It was like every Wednesday or something. Like
I
it
mean,
was.
did you go?
Yes, I went for like the first 3 times, and it was a waste of time because everybody just kept wanting to watch. Like it would be 2 people watching Naruto and everybody else just standing around, either reading manga or talking about nothing about anime. It was just like it was almost like somewhere for us to go just to hang out after school, and it's like, okay, how about we go to Burger King instead? Because I'd rather get a double cheeseburger than watch 2 people watch Naruto and talk about nothing with other people who I would rather not hang out with.
Dude, talk about
Yeah.
nothing is underrated, man. Seinfeld, best
No,
anime
okay,
of all time.
Okay, here's the thing, and the I guess that really has nothing to do with the anime part. The part that bothered me about the anime part about that whole club that bothered me was no one was willing to like have discussion or do what we do on this show every week with us 4 or other people. You know what I mean? Like literally for the first, and maybe it changed after that. I don't know. I stopped going, but no one was willing to like I think one of the times I brought what did I bring? I brought a movie. I don't remember what movie it was. It wasn't a Studio Ghibli movie. It was a different movie. And I was like, we should watch this today. And nobody wanted to watch it. They just wanted to keep watching Naruto. And I was like, wow, this is stupid. Like, you guys are stupid. Like, real talk. Nobody wanted to do anything. They just wanted to read the manga we had in the library and then, like, whatever.
Yeah,
Which
but
was
this-
mostly just like Naruto and One Piece or something?
It was like a lot of Naruto. Nick knows. There was a lot of
Well, this was
Naruto.
a few years. This was like 2008, or 06 to 08. So
They
a lot
did
of stuff
have
hadn't come out yet. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
they did have a lot. They did have all of Akira, which I read, which is way better than the movie.
yeah, I've
actually,
heard that too.
It's way different. It's not way
Well,
different.
they're making an Akira series, aren't they?
I hope not.
That was a live action movie is what they're trying to do.
I thought it was a series or OVAs or something. Anyway,
There's a live action.
they're
movie.
having
Maybe
another Akira project.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, they had Azumanga Daioh, which was awesome, and then a bunch of other random like dumb stuff like XXX Holic and
Dude, don't be
Othello
hating on
That
Clamp.
sounds like a hentai.
and Chobits.
You don't like the noodle people, son?
Nah,
Come on.
It was just like okay, like no. Oh my god, like I don't know. It
Man,
was
they have
dumb.
such long legs.
Nobody was willing to like branch out, and I understand that makes me a hypocrite when I say that because I'm just a filthy casual or whatever. But these people literally just wanted to watch Naruto and read dumb manga and not do anything. It was like you
Do
could
you
literally
feel
be
possibly those people. I say that like terrible us versus them type.
What do you
thing.
mean, those people?
that are like that? Like it's not. Yeah, what do I mean? Those people. Those kind of people that get a little too obsessive about a very thin layer of the industry that damage perception of anime fans to other people.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, the super weebs.
And
Because there's
and
all the
I'm-
concepts of like, you know, your Chinese porn cartoons and stuff when it's like that's not really what it's all about.
right.
But
And I'm not-
Says
and I'm
you,
not-
to get
man.
attached to
Come
those-
on. You don't like
Yeah.
them 2D titties, man? Come on.
I'm not trying to be an ultimate hipster either when I say this, but you know, I never hopped on that hype, like the Naruto or anything like.
You don't
One
like the big
Piece.
three? We need to have a
Believe
big
it.
3 episode, Sam, just to make you angry.
What?
I'll watch like 1,000 episodes just to make you mad.
God, but like no, like and I grew up with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Okay, so I mean, I guess that's not really an excuse, but that's like the only one. And Yu Yu Hakusho, those are the only ones I'll watch that are farther than like 100 episodes or 50 episodes. You know, but. I don't know. It was dumb. They were all about that, like Quokka said, they were all just about like that thin layer of stuff we had available. And it's like, wow, you literally could be doing this at home. You can take these manga books home if you checked them out from the library. And you could watch Naruto at home. Instead, like, what was the point of us staying after school, missing the bus on purpose to just sit here and do nothing and be like fucking weebs? Like,
Sam, it's a real life slice of life. That's what it was.
And-
You just don't
and-
appreciate it, man.
and like 3 of the girls there were like the kind of girls that were Asian, but they weren't Japanese. And they kept trying to speak Japanese to each other, and they kept pronouncing everything horribly. And one of them wore
Oh,
a
man.
tail and cat, and one of them wore a cat ears and tail.
Shame for display.
Neko Mimi? Like, do you guys happen to quote unquote hide your power levels in your day-to-day lives?
Yes,
Dude, that's how I pick up women.
It depends. I mean,
if someone asked
I don't
me
I don't
about it-
actively go out and advertise it, but I mean, I do have a Cowboy Bebop license plate on the front of my car and a "See You Later, Space Cowboy" bumper sticker.
right.
But I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
going to
like-
actively
that's like
talk
upper
about
layer.
it unless somebody says something to me along those lines, or
No, but do you ever find yourself saying something where you were talking about like basically like, hey, what'd you do this weekend? It's like, I'm not gonna mention that I watched a bunch of anime this weekend.
oh no, I'll straight up say it.
No, I'll say it. I'll straight up say it.
Well,
yeah,
you
I
won't have
mean-
that problem, Sam. It's not like you spend all weekend watching anime, anyways.
Oh, fucking called him out. He
fuck
plays
you.
video games.
Fuck you guys. Okay.
Hey,
always
but
see on-
but I can do that because he my fam, you know.
yeah, because we all homies.
So you always see stuff on Reddit where some people are like, they want anime shirts, but then they don't want them to be like obviously anime. Like they want them to be like downplayed. And it's like, why? If you like,
Oh, the Opie
anime-
One Punch Man sweatshirt.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in general, like people, it's like they want something that's anime, but that doesn't look anime.
So
It's
they
like,
want like a
why?
they want a Kill a Kill shirt where it just says Kill a Kill on it and nothing else or something like that, or
Or the Scouting Legion,
Or that something
Attack
like,
on
you know,
Yeah,
Titan.
does-
Attack on
hoodies.
Titan. That's
Things
got to
like,
be the easiest
you know,
cosplay.
having Darth Vader on your shirt is clearly Star Wars, but having like the Imperial logo, you know, people that get it will get it, but
Yeah,
nobody
it's the
else
subtle or
will have
the
any
or the
concept
nerve,
of it.
just like the nerve leaf.
Hey,
Yeah,
that'd be
where you're just
sick.
little
like,
more
if you know
obscure.
Evangelion, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. But if you don't know anime, you'd have no concept that that's anime at all.
I
It just
don't-
kind of seems weird that people want to do that so much. Where it's like, hey,
Right.
if you see something that's a little overt that you like, who gives a shit? Like, get
I'm
it.
not afraid to hide my fandom, but I'm friends with not a lot of people, but just enough a wide range enough of people to where there's times where I would talk about anime a lot, there's times where I talk about it some, and times where I would never talk about it. So it's and I don't really care. I know how much of an anime fan I am, so it's like whatever. But you never see me walking around with cat ears and a damn tail with a freaking Ein plushie under my right arm, all stupid.
To be fair, though, some girls who do the whole Neko Mimi thing are pretty sexy. Just gonna say.
No, that's fine. Except that's like I don't. I've been to enough. Like I've been to Anime Detour enough to like just see enough of it, and I'm just like, you guys, that's not cosplay. Like I don't care what you think it is, or if you're just wearing it to wear it. But half the time, I swear to God,
It just looks like they fell into a trash can and walked out.
like they didn't want to. They didn't want to try.
That's bad cosplay.
They didn't want to. They'll wear like some crappy kimono they got.
Yeah,
at
it's
the
like
rack
it's like a
stock.
half-assed Halloween, like the tuxedo T-shirt.
Yeah. They'll wear like the crappy kimonos they have at Ragstock at the Mall of America, and then put on cat ears and a tail and be like, "Yay, Japanese!" And it's like
I'm the
Japaneseest.
I was like, there's so many characters out there that have easy enough costumes where it literally would have taken just as much effort as this, and you're being a prude. You're at a
Yeah,
freaking
like
anime
just
convention.
a short pleated skirt.
Yeah, I don't know. The
And
problem
there,
with the
now
schoolgirl
you're
outfits
every
is-
main girl.
I still want to see an Utena costume. Speaking of best girl, I want to see a girl dress up as Utena and then go into an elevator and have like a boombox that plays the song when they're in the elevator. It'd be so epic.
Oh man, taking the elevators at anime conventions.
So
are
going
like-
back to like
Oh,
what you
yeah.
see on Reddit when these kind of topics come up, a lot of people talk about how like even somewhat close friends, like they say like don't even know I watch anime type of a thing. It's like you're on Reddit fairly often on the anime subreddit and your friends don't know you like anime.
Yeah, that's their alt account, man.
maybe they
It's
just
like-
don't know how much they love it. I don't know.
Anybody who knows me knows I, watch it, but it's not like I go out of my way to talk about it and rub it in their faces. I mean, if they get into a conversation, they say, "Hey, is there any anime shows with this? Yeah, I'll start rambling off a list of stuff that reminds me of. But that doesn't mean I'm going to actively blow it in their faces all the time because I know that they're not necessarily interested in it, and I don't feel it's right to just, blow all that shit right in their faces, sexual innuendos aside right there. But, yeah, I've never been big about, the whole, oh, I have this opinion and I'm going to wave it in your face because you have to like it and you have to respect it kind of thing.
Yeah, but there is also the other thing where people seem to not share the things that they care about with the people that they care about.
Yeah, the closet
because
otakus.
they believe it to be like a
Believe it.
bad thing, like almost like they're afraid that their friends
Sorry,
are gonna
Sam.
abandon them if they find out they like anime.
Man,
It's
if
kinda like-
it's over, if a friend abandons you over you liking anime or manga
Then-
or
then they're not
whatever
your
it is,
fucking
then they're
friend.
not really your friend, are
They're
they?
not your fucking friend. Yeah.
I
they're
mean,
not.
come on.
But it's also
Yeah.
like maybe some people have a bad opinion of people that are into anime because of the fact the only people they see that are into anime are those girls walking around high school or college wearing cat ears and
Okay.
trying to speak Japanese in the halls.
Then I mean, honestly, that's stupid. Yeah, I see what you mean though. Like, okay, but
I mean, not
here's
to
the
make
thing.
this like super racist or anything, but if you've ever seen American History X, you kind of see
yeah.
that these people were very racist and hated black people a little bit irrationally, but it was because of the fact that in their their bubble, every black person they knew was like a gangbanger.
Right.
So like if
where
every
they
single
lived,
person that
where
you
they-
see that has some kind of a characteristic is
it's a
you know, a
stereotype.
bad person, you start to expand it out and apply it to people that may not apply to.
Yeah, because they
But-
lived
'cause I
like in
mean,
a
that's
they lived in a bad city. You know, it was like yeah. In that movie, I mean, they
Well,
lived in like a bad neighborhood.
I think this perception is slowly changing because like Netflix, Hulu, all those streaming services and stuff are getting anime. Australia has K-On! On TV. Like, that was
Right.
like last year they did that. Then Toonami came back. There's cool stuff that can be mainstream, like Attack on Titan. That was a huge one. That was like one of the biggest ones, and you don't feel like a weeb watching Attack on Titan. You're like, wow, this is just sweet.
And One
Right.
Punch Man. I know
Yeah,
a bunch of
at
people
One
that
Punch Man that just came out.
do
Yeah,
not give a shit about anime.
Number
They're
one
like,
on
they've been
IMDb.
watching One Punch Man in Japanese.
yeah.
The thing is too is, and like to kind of piggyback what Nick is saying is like a big misconception thing is they'll think of tentacle monster something or other,
Yeah, Sword
And
Art
how
Online.
how it's gross
And
or
lowly
something.
incest.
Yeah.
Like
it's like anime is hentai
Prismalia
or anime is smut. That's what people think about.
I need to watch more of those like really weird shows so I can
and for
reference
people
them.
who don't understand some of the Japanese culture, you know, it could be very off-putting to them. It's kind of like our conversation that we had on, I don't remember what freaking episode number it was, but the one where we were talking about if you had to recommend to someone who's like who wants to get into anime or whatever, you know, if like they don't understand some of that stuff, then it might be really weird to them, and then they'll just use that perception on everybody.
Yeah, I think.
And
Sorry,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say like, I think there's kind of a few main layers of anime. There's like the upper layer, and then like the middle layer, and then the bottom layer. I saw this chart of like movies. There's
And
like
way down the rabbit
know,
hole is just where it's
Angel's
dudes
Egg is at
boning
like
their
the
little
bottom. You're
sisters.
like, what the fuck, and like cat soup and stuff. End of Evangelion kinda, but
Yeah.
and then you go to the top. You have Cowboy Bebop. You got Full Metal Alchemist, Attack on Titan. And then in the middle, I think the middle is the danger zone because you can show someone obscure shit, and they're
yeah, like Nisei Monogatari.
and any
Or
random
emo.
any harem really, any half the shows that come out every season are in the middle, and that's what you probably don't want to show someone who's new, and you don't want to just be like proudly displaying your high school DxD T-shirts and stuff all over the place. At least not right away. You got to ease them into it, and then you trap them. Bam.
One thing, like since I've been watching some anime with my stepmom, specifically Love Live right now, she always has to comment on like how
Lame.
short the skirts are of the girls. I always have to point out it's like the skirts are sized as if like sized to their torso, and anime girls have extra long legs compared to real human beings.
Yeah.
So the skirt always looks way shorter than it should be, but she just can't get over like how short the skirts are.
Right.
Even though that's a big thing in Japan, is the rolling up of your skirt as you get older.
Gotta
Right.
show them
Shorter and
kneecaps,
shorter.
man.
Right.
Ooh,
Because
those
here's the thing
kneecaps.
too. In Japan, not everybody is like an ogler or an extreme pervert. You know, like
What?
whatever.
Sam, have you been to Japan? You don't even know.
Well, no, but it's like normal there. Like there's a vending machine with girly panties. You know what I mean?
That's
like it's like
Not really true, but
it totally is true.
I'm
I've
sure
seen
there's a vending machine somewhere in
there-
Japan that sells
no,
panties.
it was a thing where there was like a few that were in public spaces, and then I'm not sure if it was specifically something like laws tried to crack down on it, or just the government was kind of like, hey guys, come on. So now they only exist like in the back rooms at porn shops.
Oh, well, that makes more sense, I guess. But anyways, here's the problem. I'll tell you the problem with anime mainstream right now. It's fucking Naruto. There you go. Discussion over. Move on.
No, what about what everybody should know this because it happened like 2 weeks ago. But
Okay, tell me.
the person representing the Republicans, I believe, the GOP, they said Trump supporters are people that masturbate to anime. This was like a big announcement from
Wait,
the
this
Republicans.
is somebody running? What the fuck?
No, it was from like the GOP. Like they're not candidates, but they are the party.
How how do you
Yeah, it was
even
like
send
one of those
that
things where you're just like,
message?
this is real. Like, one,
If anything,
believe
Donald
this,
Trump is a
and
titan.
two, you said this.
He's gonna
Like,
build
this
that
doesn't
wall
even make
and knock
sense.
it down,
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God.
and
Well, it's
Hillary
just like,
Clinton is writing death notes.
How is there still like people in the society that would just like say something that big out there?
I don't know, man. They're just covering
It
up for
blows
their
the
own
mind.
weebiness.
Blows the mind, man.
Yeah, it's like,
What are your thoughts
hey,
on that song?
hey, what did you watch this last weekend? Oh, I watched Elfen Lied and I fapped all the time to it. It's pretty good.
Man, I just
like,
love when
come on.
puppies get kicked.
Have you guys ever had like some kind of bad experience with like an anime person who kind of ruined the fandom for you, or?
Oh, it reminds me of on Reddit again. Speaking of that, there's one of the top posts was on reaction gifs was like, I walked into an anime club, or my face when I walked in, and it's the wrestler Sheamus. He just walks into the room and then he like looks around and just backs out. That's just my perception of an anime club.
I mean,
Yeah, like I went
going
to
back to the club thing. When I was in high school, I wasn't really into anime. I mean, I did the whole Toonami thing whenever it was showing and all that, and I watched Eureka 7 and all that. But the thing that was really bad and that put me off from going to the anime club is that pretty much all of the people that went to MLK's anime club, where I went to high school, were pretty much the kind of people that didn't really look like they had any sort of personal hygiene whatsoever about themselves. And then they just, I mean, I hate saying it, but man, they some weird motherfuckers. I'm sorry.
Man, no, going into the dealer's room at Anime Detour. Oh.
No,
Like-
let me one up you. When I went to Otakon back all those years ago, we went in July, right? About freaking 90-something degrees outside, all that shit. Let me tell you about the stank at the rave, okay? It was bad. It was really,
it's
really,
bad.
really bad.
No, it's bad.
Do that voice, Mac.
Oh, it's bad. boy. But
Shout out
no,
to South Park.
I'm real. I'm being super real right now, okay?
it's being real.
I got up in the morning. I put my deodorant on, took my shower, put my deodorant on, did all of that. Walked about a mile from the hotel to the con center, right? Did all the con activities during the day, never left. Went to the rave from about 9 o'clock till 2:33 in the morning. I didn't smell. I had no smell whatsoever. I didn't stink or anything.
How do you know? You just got used to it, man. You probably just got used to it.
Because I stuck my nose in my own armpit because I was like, dude, this can't be happening. Like, am I contributing to this? Because I'm smelling it all the time. But no, it wasn't for me.
Mac, I think
It
you
was
just
from
don't
all
have
these people around me.
enough passion. If you
Enough
had more
passion?
passion, you'd be sweating more. You'd be stanking.
Oh yes, because
I
being in the same room with freaking rave music on with thousands of other people doesn't totally generate an obnoxious amount of heat and make you sweat your balls off.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
I mean,
man.
maybe, like I talked about this a bit before, but I went to I wish I could go more often, but it's a little too far, and the times aren't good. But my local anime club at Sac State is actually full of a bunch of really cool people. They were watching anime I'd never heard of, like old stuff, really underground stuff, some more normal stuff. They were all over the place.
Or the bottom layer.
And they mostly seemed they seemed all pretty cool, but maybe that's just a part of California being full of beautiful people in general. But
Right.
just like at Anime Expo, can't really think that anybody stood out to me as being like super gross or anything.
Oh, dude, even walking around OhioCon whenever I went, about a month ago, I was walking around with my buddy, and just occasionally, you turn a corner and a guy would walk right in front of you, and you're like, oh,
Dude, there
God.
And that goes beyond like just the anime community too, Like I've been to fighting game tournaments, other nerdy get-togethers of whatever, and there's always somebody, those one or two people that just have the BO. It's just like, and I don't want look.
It's
us
like
four-
let me tell you about my friend Old Spice, okay?
right? Like us four as anime watchers, like I don't want the four of us to be bashing other anime watchers because it's like whatever.
I
That's
do.
not
I mean, I
some.
love everybody.
I'm
That's
going to
everything
be the
sexy.
devil's advocate. I'm going to bash everybody. Fight me.
Okay.
Fight me.
You do that. You fucking do that.
But they're
That's-
ruining it for all of us.
But like it kind of like it's one of those things where it sheds a bad light, and I'm not talking about just the BO thing specifically, but there's a certain way you carry yourself and act, and I don't know, like like I'll say an example really quick. Like I was at a fighters casual at the Rosedale Center at Games and Go, and somebody got salty and stormed off, ripped their cord of their arcade stick out of the Xbox, just all salty. And I guess later I heard that this dude threw a water bottle at his opponent or something. I don't know. He's now banned, okay? But-
He unveiled his trap card.
We don't want to, like, if that guy's going to make us look like a bunch of jerks, we don't want that guy around. Okay? Like, that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sheds a bad light. And now the fighting game community just has this huge problem going on of people being douchebags to casual players. And it sucks.
Well, that plays over into other things that, you know, a lot of people may not be into, because I myself, I vape quite a bit. It's what I do.
We get it.
But-
you vape.
No, there's a
Oh,
point to
God.
this. There's a point to this. You have these people out there, us, you know, good to do vapors call them vape holes, right? They're the guys that walk around. They go into places, they don't give a shit. They'll blow the
Thinking that the
smoke right
vape
in your
gives them
face.
freedom to
Yeah.
just do it
They'll-
anywhere
they'll-
because it's not a cigarette.
Exactly. They'll do it anywhere. They don't care. They're like, "Oh, it's not smoke. It ain't going to hurt you." And then they'll just keep chucking clouds right in front of you, and you're like, "No, dude, you don't do that."
Even if
you have to
it's-
be mindful about, you know, the people around you.
even if it's not harmful, it's still fucking rude. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, like, God.
Yeah, it's like, come on. You're giving everybody else a bad name by doing that.
But,
Vape holes.
and
Alright.
like I said, there has been some anime fans out there who definitely rubbed me the wrong way. Just the way they talk, their attitude towards other things. I've met a bunch of jerks who you could be talking about something, and then you'll mention one thing or one show that they think is really bad or something, and they
Sword Art
automatically
Online?
okay, shut the fuck up. They automatically like
Don't get salty.
like you guys
son. Don't throw a water
like you
bottle at
guys
me.
you guys mess with me all the time, and that's whatever. Y'all my homies. But like for somebody I've just met, and I'm talking about anime with them at a convention, and this has happened to me several times, and they seem nice, and then I mention a show, and then they're like, they automatically condemn you and just be a real like jerk to you out of nowhere. And there was one time where I just got so fed up with it. This one guy, he was dressed as a white mage from Final Fantasy 11 or something, and it was at Anime Iowa, and he did it to me and my cousin, and I don't remember what happened. I went to like a DDR tournament, and he was in the room, and then I was like,
Your
was
vision
in
went
there.
red, and then next thing you know,
It's just
you woke
like,
up in a pool of blood.
You
well, I
turned into
wish.
Terry
Like
Crews.
he just was treating me completely different after I mentioned this one show, and I don't even remember the conversation, but it was like he shifted like out of nowhere. The dude don't even know me, okay, and like he was just treating me like I was some kind of like garbage, like I wasn't a real anime fan, and I just looked at him. I was like, you know what, dude, you're a fucking asshole. And then
And
the
imagine
guy,
that's a lot like, quote unquote, girl gamers. Like especially when they're playing games where like MMOs and stuff, where a lot of text chat is the norm.
right?
And then like, you know, you'd be totally cool with somebody, and then it's like, oh, they find out you're a girl, and then suddenly it's fucking different. Like,
Yeah,
Just treats you
everybody has a
different.
raging boner.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I told him, I was like, dude, you know what? You're a fucking asshole. You've been an asshole to me for no reason at all. You don't even know me. And then the person who was like staffing that room kicked me out. But like that guy.
How dare
So
you,
who was
Sam?
the
You're
asshole?
the
Sam?
problem.
Who was the asshole?
Because I swore, because I called this dude out on his BS, and he was mad. He like didn't even say shit to me. Like I don't know. This dude's probably not even listening. But if he ever listens to this podcast or this episode, fuck you, man. Like seriously, like he's the problem. He's the reason why I don't want to go to conventions anymore. He's the reason I haven't gone to an anime convention in the past 2-3 years. Like real talk.
Oh man.
Sam,
Like,
you just
seriously,
gotta go
bro.
to a non-anime convention and then talk to people about anime, and then they'll treat you like a king because you know more than them.
Exactly. I'm going to
If only that's
conversions.
how the real world worked.
I kind of just feel like though some of these people that try so hard to almost like quote unquote hide it, if they just kind of let it be out there a little bit more, perception
Chunibyo,
of
man.
anime could get so much better by people seeing normal ass people that they have always like thought were cool people that like it. Like it is becoming a little bit more like stuff like Ronda Rousey had a Pokemon shirt on. I mean, Pokemon's kind of like barely anime as far
Yeah.
as it goes for the
She had
purposes
a
of
Vegeta
perception.
shirt on.
Well, she was a moderator
those
of
are
some
both, like-
Pokemon forum like a long time ago. Apparently,
That's
she
pretty
was like really.
And then I think, oh man, some wrestler had like ClariS or something as their.
Oh yeah, I
Music
remember that.
for-
I remember that post.
Was it ClariS?
What's
I think
what's
it was
ClariS?
ClariS.
What is that? I forgot.
They do the
Uh,
opening.
ClariS
for,
is a pop group that's two young girls, Clara and Alice, as they say, which are
Well,
fake
now one
names.
of
I know.
them's
They're
Like, what show is that from? I'm not familiar with.
They
Ore
do multiple
Emo
shows.
and Madoka.
They
both
do the
of
opening for
those.
Maguka,
Magunka.
Madarka.
Was it ClariS? I feel like it was ClariS.
It was ClariS.
I don't know.
It
And
was
then
ClariS
Porter
Day,
Robinson
man. It's just ClariS
has
Day.
done his mixes of ClariS at like normal, bro type electro shows, whatever they call them, EDM shows, where it's like suddenly it breaks it down into Japanese and stuff. So that's pretty
I mean,
cool. It's
Farrell-
getting out there.
Farrell did that
Porter
music
Robinson,
video
if you're
that was pretty
listening,
much just
You
all.
can be a guest.
Farrell did that music video where it was pretty much just all anime girls kind of thing in a like almost like a game setting, like an old style game. The song was "It Girl." That was pretty cool.
That reminds me of Me for some reason, because that was
Me,
kind of a
Me,
music
Me.
video too.
Here's how I approach anime now, though. I'll just to bring it back. I had this conversation earlier with Nick, and maybe it makes me ignorant. I don't know, but I just like to listen to you guys and my other anime friends who I've known long enough to trust their judgment, and I don't know. I just don't like to listen to like, I don't know. It's weird.
No, I get what you're
It-
saying, Sam. You don't want to listen to shitty advice. But
You don't-
from our conversation earlier, what I was trying to, this was not on the podcast, but from our conversation earlier,
I'm just mentioning it because I mentioned it because how I'm talking about how I approach anime now, that I don't have both of my feet in complete fandom. You know what I'm saying? Like, call me a filthy casual, whatever. But I still love anime just as much as any of these other guys. Is what I'm saying. It doesn't, because I watch less than you guys doesn't mean I love it less. Is all I'm saying.
disagree. Get on
No,
my
it's
level,
fucking
my
dumb.
power
That can't
level,
be true.
Sam.
That
I'm
can't be true.
Super Saiyan anime watcher.
No, it's fucking dumb. Like you guys. Okay, here's my problem. Quokka is all into 12-year-old girls who sing in groups. Okay, and that's dumb. Like, how about you go back to the
dumb.
roots,
Fight
Get
dog?
wrecked.
You know, let's go back to the roots. So you want to know? Let's go back to some of the animes that started it all. Who's a fan of
Like what?
Astro Boy, the original black and white Astro Boy?
Oh fuck,
Nobody-
that's just dated as fuck. I'm not watching that.
Nobody.
That
Exactly.
is
There's
very
your
dated.
problem.
That's because
There's
it's
the problem.
dated. It's dated.
You don't know the history.
No, I mean,
no.
I
love it.
recognize the history.
It had-
It doesn't mean it's worth watching. Like,
It had
is.
bad production for the time.
It doesn't matter. It's still awesome.
no, Sam, you're being a fucking hipster. If you want to
No,
talk
I'm
about,
not.
okay, if you want to talk about idols, talk about Macross. Bam, now that's an idol show.
But
They're
before
flying in
that,
space, shooting aliens and shit. It's kind of an idol show.
Macross Frontier is, yeah, sure.
Well, the original started in like early 1980s.
No.
Yeah, it did.
Not
I'm
Super
watching it right now, dude.
Fortress
Yeah,
Macross,
Super
but
Dimensional
the
Fortress Macross had an idol.
Well, yeah, it had Minmay.
Yeah, Minmay.
Minmay.
She's basically a bitch, but
She was
It's
no
funny.
longer an idol when it became Robotech.
Okay, and that's
Yeah, okay.
this is where
but I'm
I
just
differ.
saying it goes back far distance. Like,
And this is where I differ because I'm probably the only
this is
guy out of the
totally
four
off
of
topic.
us who watches like the Universal monster movies because I love those movies.
I watched Sushi Typhoon.
Okay,
Dude, Quokka just watches weird short anime. Like,
No, Sushi Typhoon's a Japanese. They're kind of like the Sharknado
hope it's
type
Japanese.
movies of Japan. So
I'm-
they're ridiculous.
I'm all okay with y'all making fun of me about it, but if someone ever comes at me with that all serious, then fuck you. Is all I'm saying. That's how I approach the anime fandom now. I'll still go to anime conventions maybe, but I'm definitely not going to Detour again because it's full of horrible staff and people who stink. So sorry.
they just have more
Like, sorry.
passion than you, Sam. You got to be more
Sorry.
passionate,
Oh, if more passion means that I gotta not shower for weeks on end,
dude.
And
you don't got
watch-
time to
Hey,
shower.
Hey,
You're so passionate about anime.
Sam,
No time.
I got an idea for you. Cosplay as a giant deodorant stick and just walk around.
Oh, that's a
There
good
you
idea.
go.
I was gonna say
Just
cosplay is
rub your
the
head on people.
cosplay is that wrestler from Dragon Ball.
It's kind of weird. Like that is the first thing. If you look at any kind of stuff like convention guides, the thing is like, hey, personal hygiene. That's like the first thing on
I mean,
all of
this
them. Like,
isn't
hey, what
limited
should
to
you do at this
anime. This is
convention?
for everything. Though.
Personal hygiene. Yeah, I'm just saying convention.
Yeah.
Just any
you're
kind
right.
of convention
sorry.
thing. Like
Sorry,
the first
didn't
thing
mean-
on the guides are actually
mean to-
reminding people about that.
didn't mean to get so off topic, but all I'm saying is that's how I approach anime now, and it doesn't make me love it less. My fandom is my fandom. It's not any better than yours. It's not any worse. Is all I'm saying.
I feel you, fam.
That sounds like some communist would say, Sam.
Oh
Like
my
something like
god.
communists would say.
My final thoughts is you're gonna like what you're gonna like, and if you like Naruto, it's cool. Like I like some of the fight scenes. Not gonna lie, but it's a ripoff of Ninku. And please take a shower. Please take a shower. It
It
is
is like if you're into anything that you really enjoy and you like to spend your free time doing it, don't try and hide that from the people that you spend your time with. I mean, don't shove it
Oh,
in their
yeah.
face if they're not interested.
Put it
but
on your iPad.
don't be like
and which suit?
if you don't feel like you can tell your homie that you watched Ore Emo and you totally wish you had a little sister, then I mean,
Then they're
he's
probably not your
homie.
friend.
Damn it, Quokka.
No, Quokka is 100 on this for real. Not being who you are is just as bad as you telling someone how to be.
Dude, that's like
Real
that girl in
talk.
Toradora.
That's
man.
deep.
Was it like in the song Five Finger Death Punch? They probably quoted somebody else. They said that I'd rather be hated for everything I am than loved for something I'm not.
That is quoted by someone else, and Five Finger Death Punch sucks.
Damn.
How dare you, Sam? Let's have an argument about
It
that.
was definitely by
shout out
Gandhi.
to Five Finger
Gandhi
Death
said
Punch.
that. Gandhi didn't say that. Probably.
Gandhi. No, Gandhi said everything. Well, actually, Michael Scott said that. So, Abraham Lincoln. Can't trust anything you read on the internet. Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham
quoted that.
Lincoln.
All right, what about you, Mac and Nick? Final thoughts or what?
My final thought is everybody should watch anime, but only the good shit. And basically, just come to me if you want to know what the good shit is, and I'll tell you.
Oh my god.
My final thought is don't come to Nick for what to watch because this guy straight up said
Dude,
that
let's
Prison
watch
School
Angel's
was
Egg
best
again.
of 2015 and made us all watch the shitty movie that was Angel's Egg.
No,
It's so
I
good.
kind of liked Angel's Egg.
I loved
I'm sorry.
Angel's Egg.
Oh, get
I'm
fucked,
sorry.
man.
Like, I mean, it's
3-1.
not necessarily good, but it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, it's
Like,
interestingly
it's an
bad.
experience. It's an experience. No, not even really bad. It's just different.
Yeah, badly different.
You got us there.
I mean, come on.
Why
No.
couldn't it have just been exactly what everybody else makes
Mac,
that's super popular?
There wasn't
no,
enough
no.
romance in it for you.
For
Sorry.
real though. For real though. All you people that go to cons, seriously. Old Spice is your friend.
Please
Just
sponsor
think,
us, Old
just
Spice.
think of Terry
Please.
Crews. Be motivated by Terry Crews.
Actually, last detour I went to, somebody did cosplay as the Old Spice guy.
Old Spice Autobot.
Was it like this?
Was it a buff black man?
It was.
Okay,
It was
good,
like,
good.
He was
That's
half
awesome.
black. He was
It's
a
just
half
like a
black
tiny
guy, but-
white girl. And you're like, what are you doing?
All right. Well, I've been Sam. He's been Quokka. She's been Nick. He's been Mac.
Hey.
And this has been Anime Summit Podcast.
Stay frosty.
Shabada, shabadaba dooba. If you like the show, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Anime Summit or leave a review on iTunes.